Selling ProGrass micro applicators, and we've refined our quality products and systems with both beginners and expert modelers in mind. We supply and manufacture everything you may need, from static grass applicators, static grass tufts, handcrafted MDF and hand poured resin products, all designed and curated in-house with you, the modeler, in mind. You can find us at www.scenics.com or in store at Unit 6, Buford Court, Plasmal, Swansea.
A big hello to you this morning. We do hope we're actually streaming, but YouTube is of course messing us about. So we're here for the winter announcements from Bachmann, and they put their video out at 9:30. They actually make it very difficult for journalists, but we're here to talk about what they have announced. So first up, I've got wet hair because I've come out of the bath. It is the morning after all. So the big Wednesday outing of the Monday Club. Are we actually live?
According to this, yes.
So this is all very peculiar. So right, anyway, once we get the comments, then I can actually see what people are saying, but I have no idea at the moment.
Right, it looks like we are live.
Okay, so if you bring the chat up, down the line says, "I'm not happy." Oh, what's wrong? It's these quarterly announcements. I think Bachmann like big them up a bit more than perhaps they should, but it is what it is, and there is some new tooling which we will get to in a moment. Right, Martin Parkinson says, "Fingers crossed for a swathe of London and South Western Railway locos to be announced." I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. Wangok says, "Hi Jenny, what's new?" Anfield Road layout in the loft says, "Hi model train crew." Hot dog pilot Andy, howdy to you. Alex Dent says, "Hi everyone, long time no see. I mean, it's been a long time coming watching Jenny's stream. How's it going? What's in your bags of tricks this morning?" Well, hopefully we're gonna get websites that don't crash.
Right,
Gone
I've got
Loco.
to tell you one thing, Jen.
What?
So that it's easier for you, I've got the chat on that screen and that screen.
Right.
So if you need to see what's going on, it's here in a tab, and you can see the monitor.
Okay, and how do we get that other one back?
Press that. There it is.
Okay, right.
Just to make you happy.
I'm never happy. So
I know you're not.
We're here with Topsy Toaster. Let's get straight on in. So what am I going to do? I am going to just going to give one more try to this website. That's not working. So unfortunately, sorry TMC, we can't show people the new stuff because you haven't put it up. So
while Jenny is doing this, we'd like to thank our sponsor, World Scenics, or WW Scenics as they call themselves now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I hope it didn't get chopped off at the beginning, but
parts of things have been chopped off.
Okay, that's lovely. I don't need to know now because we're into the stream, and just talking about what has gone would just
well, you might want to turn on the big screen button then.
Yes.
So people can see what's going on.
Yeah. Do you want to do this?
No.
Yeah. Who's Queen? Who's Queen? Oh, monkey of mayhem.
You are a big
right.
queen.
Let's get the screen up. So we're up on the screen. This is the Bachmann website. And first up, Class 411 makes a comeback in the refurbished condition. And that, of course, does mean that we're getting some of these more up-to-date liveries. And I know a few people who will be very, very happy if I... Oh, let's hope it's going to work. Who'll be very happy for the Jaffa Cake livery. We've also got the Network Southeast as well as Blue.
It's not going to work. Bachmann's website is getting hammered.
Yeah, they do. Every single quarter this happens. And it's like, why are all those people not at work? Huh. Well,
says the woman who's talking to people on the internet.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my job is a little bit unconventional.
Yes.
So we got down the line, says only an update on 94XX for Steam. Was hoping for something more. Wow. Yeah, no T3 announced. Down the line says, guys, WW Scenics are magnificent. I used them yesterday. Railway looks as real as Jenny's.
Well
Brilliant.
done.
As I always say, if you see grass on my models, it's a War World Scenics product. Right, we're up. So on your screen, we're seeing the Class 411 4-SEP 4-car EMU refurbished in the BR London and South East sector, aka Jaffa Cake Livery. So,
It says Harvard Zoo.
is that it?
Ooh.
How do we make that like big?
Oh.
Oh, they've done it as like they've done it, and this is like. Do you remember back in the day? We used to hate web designers who put frames in everything.
Yeah.
This is the new frames, and if you're not old,
There is a way to get around it though. Let's have a look. Open image in new tab.
Okay.
Where'd the tab go? Is that it? That's how big it actually is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get rid. Right. So
some websites are just made to
right.
set.
Okay. So we're going over to RM Web, where somebody who is competent has put together their website. So big thank you to Andy York for always being the man on the money, and you can check out the full listings over on RM Web. But he must have an inside track because these go up very, very quickly. But Bachmann won't touch me because they don't like YouTubers, it seems.
Chances are, I'll tell you how he's doing it.
I don't know. Anyway.
He's going through the video. Grab screenshot. Grab screenshot. Grab screenshot.
I don't know. Anyway, right. All new tooling. And if you're thinking that looks familiar, yes, the Thompson coach was previously in the Bachmann range. And, yeah, I know, Hot Dog Pilot 6, Andy, sorry, ouch, 650 quid. Do you remember when they were first released? And they were, I think it was about $89.99. Yeah, those heady days. But, right, on our screens now, courtesy of RM Web, who are always up to date. And, actually, they do a website how you're supposed to. So, we've got Thompson coaches here. You're seeing on your screen in the BR blue. This is all new tooling. Yes, I'd love a coffee, actually.
Cappuccino,
yes.
darling?
Yes. No. Let's go for the chocolatey one. It's
Oh, you wanted a mocha?
Yes, something from the low fibre end of the coffee rack. So I'm actually quite pleased with this. My new favourite coach is one that I got it second hand. So I'm just going to hold it up for the camera. This is the new tooled Bachmann Thompson coach, and these are so much nicer than the previous versions. Now, if you've seen the older versions, I think they may even have dated back to mainline. They were always a bit lackluster. The brown ones in particular just looked wrong. But the teak effect on these really is superb. We've come on in leaps and bounds. And I'm really looking forward to the full brake being added to this range because, quite frankly, it is an amazing coach. And the now having the full brake, I think the old tooling persisted for a little while. Down the line says, I just want to cry, it's all so expensive. You have my sympathy. This is not a cheap hobby anymore. Sarah Davis says, I loved frames on my website. I don't see them anymore. So you were one of the people responsible for those awful websites. Right. So this is the next item of new tooling. These are the headlines. So modern image modelers, we've got this, the new, let me just double check, HTAs. So this is all new tooling, the HTA. This is going to be appearing in N-Gage as well. So N-Gage modelers also get all new tooling to be bang up to date, and these come with detachable buffers. And that means the reason for this is because they tend to be in sort of semi-fixed rakes, and only the outer wagons have the buffers and drawbar gear. So what Bachmann have done is they come with removable buffers to become the kind of outer wagons. And you can see here they come as standard with KDs for inside of the rake. Now we saw this with the BRA and BYA steel strip wagons when they first appeared. Really, really are nice. Ben Davis says, only things I like was the narrow gauge building. Alex Dent says, Mocha, my favourite. Hot Dog Pilot Andy says, I'm not going to moan too much, just start saving. Flatlandia says, am I late? No, this is a special. We give Gandalf time off for good behaviour, so he's in the biscuit barrel. Ben Davis says, plus this wagon, 37,690 Bachmann branch line, 14-ton tank wagon, Brotherton Blue. I think that Brotherton ammonia tank was done as a special for Worley one year, many years ago. So that with a different running number, I'm guessing. Right now, we've also got. There's the proper picture. Now that's what the Bachmann website was determined not to show us. There is the Class 411 refurbished condition in Jaffa Cake livery. And they've already done the 419, which is the motor luggage van, in Jaffa Cake livery. So this is the perfect accompaniment. They did work together on things like the boat trains. So this is definitely a welcome addition. And I know at least one person, Carl at KR Models. Big hello to you, Carl. Great to see you. He will be both jumping for joy and crying at the price, because it's about 650 quid RRP. But the 411 is a great model. I've got one in blue grey, and at the moment, incidentally, if you want the original version one in BR Southern Region green, TMC have the B suffix model for £199.99, I think it is, which is actually a pretty good price. So one to watch out for. But this livery, I don't believe has ever been offered. We've also got the Network Southeast as well. Right, there's the next bit of new tooling, Graham Farish range. I did say we've got that miniature. The miniaturization ray has been passed over to HTA. So we're going to see this turning up in the N-gauge range. Sarah Davis says Gandalf, good behaviour. I know, it's hard to know, isn't it? Right. What else have we got here? So the HRA bogie hopper wagons produced in N scale 2. Another major development is the upgrade of the Class 47 diesel locomotive. Not only has new tooling been produced to model the crew-cut locomotive, but technical advancements have seen the model gain cab lights. Is this an N-gauge? Yes, this is N-gauge. So we're seeing there, courtesy of RM Web, the best place always to get the full information on all of these releases, because Andy York is definitely the man on the money, and he knows how to write a website. So that's N-gauge. Hello, Joshua W56. Great to see you. Hope you're up. Down the line says too much N-gauge in my opinion, though they are still expanding. So, courtesy of RM Web, that is amazing, actually. Look at that. If you'd have said that's a 00 locomotive, I'd have gone, yeah, and it looks nice. But N-gauge, that is, it's like they've employed the services of Mark Wilson in his DeLorean time machine. So, we did have the announcement on these already. So, yeah, they've already been announced for the 240 with tender of the Festiniog ladies. This one, this is in the EFE range. I think this is certainly one that Kernow Model Centre have been working on. So this is the booster locust. I think these were the original Class 70s. These cover them from Southern Railway right through to the final days of operations in 1969. This is in the EFE rail range. This, for me, is the standout tooling. Now, Graham Muspratt, the guru of all things Southern, has had a hand in this with Kernow Model Centre doing the design work on this. So this really will be second to none. And that is an incredible livery. Going back to that 47, down the line says it looks incredible for N-gauge. Absolutely. Ben Davis says, do you know Hornby is doing a special as well? Ooh, are they parking their trains on Bachmann's Loan? I didn't know they were doing a special. They haven't told me. Will Simpson is happy for the grey Class 20. We will get to that. But this, the original Class 70s, I believe they were. This is, I like that Southern livery. It looks almost American. It's got real slick Art Deco styling to it. But they will be doing these right through to 1969. So I haven't seen the full livery listings, but there may even be a rail blue version. I believe one example did get repainted in rail blue. So that for me is my top pick. These pictures are on RM Web, the greatest source for up-to-date images and information, because Andy York really knows what he's doing. Now, going back to N-Gage, we're getting a couple more of those Hunsler austerities. Now, these were part of the previous quarter's announcements, but we've got 2 new liveries on these. Warbler Productions says the booster loco is one I might think about getting at some point, preferably in grey, as that looks stunning, though the Southern Railway green is gorgeous too. Martin Shipman says, morning all, some nice offerings here. Absolutely. Joshua W56 says it looks a bit continental European. This is we're talking about the booster loco. I'd say sort of it reminds me of the GG1 and the Pennsylvania Railroad GG1s. It's got that kind of styling. I do like that. That really is nice. This the J94 stroke Hunsler austerities, really nice. Great to see a high fidelity model in N-Gage, and definitely one of my top picks for if you model in N-Gage minimum space. I think I'm going to have to get one of these for the Monkey of Cupboardness, because for when she finally does her N-Gage box layout, these and Gronks, and thanks to Zantek's generosity, we've already got the Gronk, but we need a Hunsler austerity stroke J94. Definitely.
Are you deciding to put trains on my models?
Yeah, look at what's on screen.
It's cute, I like it.
There we go. See? Let me just get the coaster of ultimate calamity. And
I'll leave you to it, Bib.
Yeah, you do that.
If you need me, shout.
So, right, we've lost the Monkey of Cupboardness. Richard Knowles, just French SNCF electric. Definitely. Warbler Productions says 20002 got into Rail Blue just before it was scrapped, and Bachmann are doing a model of it. Excellent. So that's Graham Muzz, our guru of all things Southern. And great to see you in. I hope you are well. And as I said before, I suspect that you may have been involved in the development of this model, which means that it will be incredibly well researched and accurate. So it's definitely for me so far. That and the Thompson full brakes are the top picks for me. Graham Muzz says, I am glad you like the J94 and N-Gage. It's my first N-Gage model designed from the ground up. So the guru of all things Southern also did the J94 stroke Hunsler austerity. It is a lovely model, actually. I mean, I remember, I think the Pool era Graham Farish had quite a crude model, which has been long out of production. So this is a very welcome addition for N-Gage model, and it must be quite tiny as well. Lovely model. So there we are. Right, we've also got an expansion of the Scenecraft range. So we've got electric train depot, now, inspired by the one at New Cross. This is actually really good. Graham Muzz says the Southern Railway boosters are my development from the start. They look amazing, I have to say. That Southern Green livery, we were just talking about that. I don't know whether you caught that. It's got that kind of Art Deco style. It really does look special. And I'm actually torn between that Southern Green and the BR Blue. I'm a bit of a sucker for the old banger blue. But certainly that does look amazing. And we will delve into that in a moment. We've got this is the blue-grey version of the refurbished Class 411. This, I think, is going to be very popular as well, especially the Jaffa Cake and the Network Southeast livery. And Graham Muzz, you're absolutely welcome. And thank you for bringing. I think they were the original Class 70s, were they not? Am I right in thinking that they were the not Class 70s? No, was it Class 70 or am I thinking of Class 80? I'm getting lost now. It's either Class 70 or Class 80. Or maybe it wasn't, and maybe I'm just talking rubbish. So we're getting the pictures off the RM website, your first choice for up-to-date information. Andy York does know how to present information on the internet. That is more reliable and easier to follow than the Bachmann website. So I do recommend RM Web, a great place for getting your information on models. So that does look good. The Network Southeast version, again, Class 70, says Richard Knowles. Thank you so much. So I was right first time. Of course, because it's a DC electric, not an AC electric. There was a Class 80, but is that the one, was that the 18100 that Rails are doing with Hellion? I could be wrong on that. Anyway, Class 411. I do like the Network Southeast livery. Yeah, Graham Moe says, well, it was apparently listed as perhaps being Class 70 under tops, but never actually carried or used. Yeah, there's a few locomotives like that. Nobody's quite sure whether they were allocated the tops numbers or whether it was kind of retroactively ascribed. There's a few like that. Excuse me. I think the class. Which one was it? Class 41. Yeah, the Class 41 warships. Nobody's quite 100% sure whether they were referred to as Class 41s retrospectively or whether they officially got that classification. J. Pedro Rocha, really great to see you. Good morning to you, Ham Shackleton. Great to see you. And here's that Jaffa Cake livery. This really is, for me, outstanding. It's a very eye-catching livery, and certainly those who grew up commuting around the London metropolitan area, this is definitely a livery that will appeal. The Class 419 has already been done in this livery, and I think Bachmann kind of jumped the gun a little bit, because I think they would have sold really well if there was a version available at the same time as this. But definitely, that and the Network Southeast livery, can't decide between the two. I think Network Southeast does edge it for me. I do like the livery. We've also got the Class 40 centre head code in BR green, small yellow panels, and £229.95 or £329.95 for sound fitted. Now, I am still waiting. I think that the Class 40s from Bachmann are going to get a little bit of an upgrade, and I think they're going to go for the sound fitted deluxe. The reason for this is that with KR models developing their own Class 40, it is logical for Bachmann to up the game with their own model, and it's already had a little bit of a refresh. But I think that they will be currently working on the sound fitted deluxe version. Really looking forward to that. Richard Knowles says Class 80 was AC electric prototype E1000/E2001 converted from Metrovic turbine prototype 18,100. I dredged that information from my brain. So my brain, my scary old brain. And as it's been Halloween, brains. Right. Excuse me. The other new tooling announcement are those, we touched on this, the teaks. £69.95 is the price point on these. It's not as expensive as the bird cages, and I'm going to hold this up again. I picked this up. It's my one and only Thompson new tooling teak, and look at that. That teak finish really is astounding, and I really like on these. They come with fittings. They're not light fitted, but they come with bogey pickups. You can fit lights in these relatively straightforwardly. And even look, white wall tyres and a teak coloured wheel faces. It's my new favourite coach, actually, after picking this up second hand off Clark Railworks or at Getz. I do want to get more. And a full brake, really, what we saw with the Hornby Gresley teaks, the full brake is the one that really shows off the effect. And of course, they're doing a rail blue one as well. The rail blue version, you can mix that with quite late. I think some of them lasted certainly into the 1970s, quite potentially into the 1980s as well. So very long lasting, the full brakes. They outlasted the regular ones. So we also saw a lot of Stania full brakes get rail blue as well. Wardle Road says, good morning, what have I missed? Well, actually, and I am going to go back to it, we do have Graham Muzz in the chat who designed not just the J94, that's one of Graham Muzz's, so well done on that, but also the Class 70, although moot point whether it was officially a Class 70 or retconned as such. This is my top choice. So Wardle Road, you're late, but don't worry. Gandalf is taking a day off. He's in the biscuit barrel. That's where he likes to sleep. So FYI, if you come around here, don't accept a biscuit from Gandalf because he's been asleep on them. But yeah, the Southern Booster logo. Look at that. That is amazing. And Graham Muzz, our guru of all things Southern, has definitely done an amazing job. You know it's going to be second to none because he is very much the man with the eye for the detail. So it's like basically it's done right or it's not done at all. So I'm really looking forward to that in the EFE range. So let's get back to where we were up to. That's a lovely livery as well. The Thompson full brake, crimson and cream. And we're getting 2 different running numbers on each of these as well. Graham Muzz says, all new Bachmann main range coach bogies now have electrical pickups as per birdcage sets and bullied coaches. Yeah, and I think if you're wanting to fit a light bar, it's so helpful to have those pickups already in place. I mean, you can fit pickups as a retroactive mod, but it's so much easier if you've just got solder tabs to do it to. So I might have to do that as a project, actually, fitting lighting in one of those coaches. I think Daypol do a coach lighting bar. The beverage of choice is a mocha, a little bit of a chocolatey coffee, yes. A little something from the low fibre end of the coffee spectrum. We're also getting that in maroon. Now, just to name check as well, RM Web proved to be the only website that A, has decent pictures, and B, is not falling over through everybody trying to access it. So RM Web is definitely the place to go to get the full information. I do encourage you to go over there, check it out, and have a read through these threads after the stream, of course.
Gronk it up.
Apparently, there are no Gronks. Go, okay.
Gronk it up.
Get back in your box, monkey. So there we are. The maroon one, actually, again, nice liveries. All new tooling, $69.95. Remember, that is the RRP. It will be discounted. I think it's by up to 15%. So do check out at your retailer of choice. And today we're going to be recommending Kerno Model Centre to place your pre-orders, as that is the home of Graham Muzz, our guru of all things Southern, who is the man behind the development of the EFE models, Southern Railway booster locomotive, and the N-Gauge J94 stroke Hunslet austerity. So today we are suggesting that you might want to check out the Kerno Model Rail site for your pre-orders. Now, let's just scroll down. The 94XX is making a welcome return. And these were pretty much all sold out. I think the only version that I've still seen on sale brand new is Locomotion Models have the model of the preserved one, as it appears in preservation. So it is quite welcome. Excuse me, that another batch of these are turning up. And yes, Graham Muzz says, thanks, all items announced are live on the KMRC website now. That's brilliant. So, as we said before, if you're wanting to get your pre-order in, and just remember, some of these will prove to be very, very popular. I know people moan about price, but they are still selling. So, if they are must-have items, then you must pre-order them, really, to guarantee getting them. And today, in recognition of the stellar work that Graham Muspratt has put in to bring to us those EFE rail range booster locomotives, those really my top pick of these announcements, or the J94 stroke Hunslet austerity in N-Gauge, then we are suggesting that Kerno Model Centre is a great place to put your pre-orders. Pre-order with confidence, and also why not check out some of their bargains whilst you're there. They did have a whole load of locomotives at from $49.99, and I think they still have things like the Hornby Sentinel shunters at around the £69 mark. You can't be robbed at that. Some great locomotives as well. They are great locos. So we've got the 94XX. We've got a price on these of $164.95 DCC ready. That's about par for the course these days, or $264.95. So basically, there's a £100 uplift on the sound fitted. That's normal. That's normally what you would expect. That BR Black actually does look really good. I need to get myself a 94XX. It's the that, and actually no, it turned out I did have an 8750. I've got the 64XX. I get told off, is it 64XX or is it 6400? I don't know. Nobody's ever properly corrected me. So how am I supposed to know? I'm not psychic. Well, I am, but just don't ask for the lottery numbers. I can't seem to do those. But yeah, that is a lovely livery. I do need to get a 94XX. They're quite chunky. They remind me a little bit of the 15XX, or is it the 1500? Hot Dog Pilot Andy. He's not going to tell you even if there is. It's just the way it works. Gamehammer Classic Gaming says Jenny's current plan isn't a narrow gauge. It's to put a railway inside a railway that's inside another railway. It's the Turducken Railway project. Well, we do have a project currently at planning stage. It was meant to be for Hornby Model World Series 3, if that had happened. Now that series is... Ham Shackleton says, I've always called them XX. I got told off by somebody, and it's like, how do you know? So I personally prefer XX. I mean, if they'd have wanted it 100, they'd have called it 100. So yeah, I'm going to keep calling them the XX class, because that's me. I think Graham Muzz might know. Good morning to you, Jennifer Horton. Great to see you. Chobberton Junction, really great to see you. Breezer707 says, seems odd that Bachmann do the pickups on the new coaches without lights. Love the Class 70. I think it's a cost thing. Not everybody wants the coach lighting, and I guess they think it's the best compromise for it as an aftermarket option. Surprised they don't themselves do an aftermarket coach lighting set. There's the Lake Crest 94XX, and then we've got the Gresty Bridge Class 20 in DRS livery. There's something about that smooth cab front that really does look good. Warbler Production says it doesn't matter how you say it, either NXX or N100 will do. Yeah, absolutely fine. Right, so I'm going to keep on calling them XX, and people can shit on my raised middle digit. Right. So again, RM Web, a great place to find your information about all things model railway. And because Andy York is the man at the moment, having the big pictures. I couldn't get these out of Bachmann. They won't touch me. I don't know why. I'm not the one running things in a paddling pool. So this does look nice with the car headlight type effect. These are with full lights, incidentally. I don't actually have an example of these, the new versions. So, oh, that is nice. See there with the lights on. Correct pattern lights as well. The direct rail services, Class 20s. These do look nice. I'm not a modern image person, but that refurbished Class 20 look really is quite nice. And with those lights as well, really, really lovely. I do quite like that smooth front Class 20. So we've also got Thornby TMD in BR blue with the white stripe. So we've got sound fitted and sound fitted deluxe. Price points $249.95 for the basic model, $349.95 for sound fitted, and $379.95 for sound fitted deluxe. And to be honest, if you're going to go sound, you might as well go sound fitted deluxe. The roof fans surprisingly do add quite a lot. I like the decoration on this. That is really does pick out the bogey sides. Now, Bachmann, obviously with Accurascale doing their 37, they really are having to they had to do something with their 37, and the Soundfit Deluxe really has pulled it out of the bag. Price point though, I think a Cura Scale have got it with their model. Bachmann, I know it's normally a little bit bad form to talk about prices, but Bachmann are caught between a rock and a hard place. Prices are going up, and we've talked about this a little bit before. They have to bid for factory space at the parent company, Cada Industries, just like any of the other subsidiaries. Cada Industries, injection molding plastic and assembly. It's very lucrative to make things safe for the automotive market. So Bachmann have to pitch a price that is viable. So that's one of the reasons that prices have gone up. John Walters, big hello to you. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Breezer707 asks, does the Southern Booster have working lights? I don't know. If Graham Muzz is still in the chat, does it have working lights? There's a good marker. Right, so again, on RM Web. Oh, we've got the Banger Blue. The Banger Blue Class 20s with working lights. These are nice. I must admit, though, the original release of the Class 20s, albeit not having working lights, still great locomotives, well worth picking up second hand. Yeah, Gamehammer Classic Gaming. Nice for your designer's input, but that's not how they look in real life. They look like that in model form because that's how they look in real life. This is quite an eye-catching livery. Really does stand out. The Wensleydale, and is that the Thornaby? What is the Thornaby moniker? Doesn't tell me. But that's an interesting, quite it does stand out. That's quite loud. Oh, now this is weathered, lightly weathered. That is a nice weathering there, actually. That Class 20, I do quite like. I'm growing to like a rail green grey roof and the full yellow ends with the red buffer beams. That actually does look really nice, doesn't it? Warbler Productions confirms the booster does have working lights as stated during the video. Well, all but the CC1 in grey livery, which only has the display blinds lit up. And Graham Muzz confirms that the boosters have working directional lights, optional open or closed discs, or alternative route stencils or roller blinds. Cab lights switch via magnetic wand on DC or functions on DCC. I do like that. I'm seeing the magnetic wands turning up more and more. And in fact, you will be seeing this in a future video. This came with a magnetic wand for turning the cab light on and off. So I am quite pleased to see that turning up as an option. DC users are not left behind when it comes to lighting functions. So all is good. This livery, the Rail Freight Triple Grey, I quite like it. I don't have an example of this, but I do quite like it. So that is quite pleasing to see. Paul O'Donovan says, greetings from Ireland. Nice livery on the Class 20. Yeah, there's some really nice liveries that the Class 20's got. This particular one, I have to say, I'm going to say, I don't know, I'm torn between this and that Rail Green version, the BR Green version. I really like the green, but I'm a sucker for tops numbers, and I do like the triple grey. So that is quite nice. Now we're into... we're down to the wagons now. £32.95. We've got the re-release of are these the 14-ton wagons? Yeah. So we've got the wartime shell. So definitely something for the big four modelers, and always a classic. These I do like the Olympia Cake and Oil livery. Has been done before. I don't think any of these are liveries that are absolutely new. They're basically a different running number on a livery that you may already have. So a great chance to expand your fleet. I've definitely got quite a few of these SO liveried ones. They did do a triple pack at one point, at least one, possibly two triple packs in the silver. So it's a great way to bolster your fleet. Again, reminder, $32.95. These pictures are on RM Web, which is the best online internet forum for being up to date with all of the news and information in the model railway world. And good moderation as well. Always very, very important to nuke the trolls. So Andy York does have my sympathy. I have dealt with trolls in the past, so it must be a thankless task beating them down. Now, this Power Petrol, I do like the livery on that. Yeah, Ben Davis, we did guess at the T3, the 564 London South Western Railway Green. Now, I suspect that Graham Muzz, our guru of everything Southern, probably knows who's doing a model of that, but I wouldn't dream to ask him because he will be sworn to secrecy, and it would just be poor form to badger him for information that he cannot release. And whoever is making the T3 will announce that when they are ready to. But I have a feeling the T3 has got to be in the works somewhere. I don't have any insider information, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you because NDAs, and if you blow these NDAs, then you will never be entrusted with this sort of information again, so it's just not worth it. So, it's quite an eye-catching livery. I'm not massively keen on the silver. Yeah, Graham Muzz says, never say never. Yeah, the T3 will appear at some point. I am 100% sure that I will pay some money on that. Trent Oil Products, that was actually one of the early Bachmann branch line releases for this base wagon. Nice to see it turn back up as number 4. Yes, Gamehammer Classic Gaming. You've had caffeine, haven't you? Caffeine and sugar. Now we've got Power Petrol. So this is kind of around Second World War period or just after. Again, that goes with that Shell one that we saw before. Tarmac. Again, none of these I think are particularly new liveries. Now, the Brotherton Ammonia, this was released, well, this livery, not this running number, but the livery was released as a Worley Club exclusive probably over 10 years ago now. And they do come up second-hand. I actually picked up mine second-hand. I haven't got it out because I honestly didn't realise that this was in the list until we started the stream. But this is quite an eye-catching livery. And funnily enough, this is up there now because I'd quite like a companion for the one that I got at Worley many years ago, second-hand, ironically. So Brotherton Ammonia, quite an eye-catching livery tanker. Yeah, $32.95. So right, the HRA, $69.95. This is new tooling. That's not actually too bad, I guess, compared with what new bogie freight wagons are retailing at. All new tooling. These come with detachable buffer beams and drawbar. The real wagons, they sort of in semi-permanent rakes. So only the outer wagons had the buffers and drawbar gear to hook up to things like Class 60s. So you have flexibility, which enables you to make as long or as short a rake as you wish. And they appear to have KDs factory fitted in there. They'll be in NEM pockets. The BRA and the BYA steel coil and strip carriers. I think they were the first wagons that Bachmann released way back, like 20 years ago. And they came with really quite effective KDs as well. Now we've got a re-release of the MFA, and this comes in really quite striking EWS livery with the yellow ends. Again, really useful wagon for post-privatisation modelers. We've also got the DB Schenker version of that wagon. And then the TEA Bogie Tank Wagon Jet Konoko light grey, $69.95. These are lovely wagons. Jerry BVR says, morning all, I'm about 20 minutes behind on high-speed catch-up. So far it's all been a bit too rich for my wallet. Unfortunately, that is our hobby. Now these, I think the Konoko Jet, if you ever used to go to T-Bay Truck Stop, there used to be about 3 of these, minus the bogies and drawbar. Well, actually, no, minus the bogies. The buffers had been taken off, but you could see where they bolted on. And they used these many decades after withdrawal as oil storage. I don't know whether it was heating oil or whether it was diesel fuel, but you could actually go up and get very close to these, and you could just about see, flaking through the coat of paint they've been given, the original Conoco and Jet logos coming through. They are sadly gone. There also used to be several at the filling station on the M6, just after the turn off the I can never remember whether it was the A590 or the A690, the Kendall turn off. Just past there, if you looked out on your right hand side, actually no, left hand side is heading south, is the easiest way to see it. There used to be several of these in the trees being used as oil storage by the filling station. Sadly, they are gone. Wardle Road, that's 69 for one. Unfortunately, that is the price point now. And now, I only actually have, in fact, it's just out of reach, I only have one TEA in my entire collection because, unfortunately, I can't justify the cost. Game Hammer Classic Gaming says 70 watching, but only 34 likes. Please remember to click the like button. It really helps the channel out. And share the stream as well, because we're doing this live stream roundup. So I think we're the first channel to do this, the first and best. I would say that, wouldn't I? The weathered one comes in at $74.95, so that's pretty much the same livery, different running number with a bit of weathering. That photo is not doing justice to that weathering. That looks like that's been done in Photoshop on a picture. I'm sorry, but that is not following the curve of the wagon. So Bachmann, shame on you. That is not showing your product off to the best there. It's just my 2 pence. Yeah, Sarah Davis, they do a nice breakfast at the T-Bay truck stop. I've been stopping there for nearly 30 years. Oh, God, 30 years of occasional breakfasts at the T-Bay truck stop. We've also got it coming in Merco Grey, the BRT. It's nice to see these earlier liveries. We had a lot of the later liveries on these. These earlier liveries, remember, these ran with steam locomotives in these liveries. So again, as we're saying to you, all of these are now up for pre-order. Support your local retailer, but today we're supporting Kernow Model Centre, as they are the home of Graham Muzz, the guru of all things Southern, who is the man behind the design and development of that booster locomotive, but also the J94 stroke Hunslet Austerity in N-gauge. And of course, Kernow Model Centre, you can pre-order with confidence. Some of these, I know people moan about the prices, but they do still sell out. Some of these will prove very, very popular. So if you have a need for any of these liveries, that they must have items, do get them ordered. And Kernow Model Centre, you can order with confidence. And whilst you're there, check out their bargains section. There's some really good deals on locomotives for $99.95, I think it was, for a Bachmann Class 45. That is a good price. Again, yeah, Bachmann, I'm sorry, but just don't put that weathering on, or it's like the Photoshop. These are curved. The wagons are curved, so make your photoshopped weathering look curved. Jennifer Horton says, I work a lot with TEAs. Yeah, if anybody, there's probably somebody from Bachmann watching. Please, look, whoever did the Photoshop on the weathering, because it will look good when you see it in the flesh. It will be done properly. 57305 Northern Princesses. In the UK, it's DB Cargo. They are a subsidiary of DB Schenker. Of course, right, yes. Narrow gauge buildings. Oh, this is this Woody Bay? Looks like Woody Bay. Again, 009 modelling has never been better. Joshua W56 says the weathering feels inconsistent. Just remember, these are mock-up pictures, not the actual model. So wait and see what it looks like. I think actually it will. No, I don't think. I know it will look good when they release it, but they're not doing it justice with the photoshopped images. Just a quick note as well. This is a big thank you to the diligence of Andy York at RM Web, who is the man of the moment, who actually got all these high quality pictures up. We're looking at RM Web for these. The reason being that the Bachmann website is garbage for being able to see high quality pictures of these. But that looks lovely. The Bachmann Scenecraft buildings on. Do get yourself over to RM Web. You can have a look at all these threads and the discussion. It's a great place to find out all things model railway, not just Bachmann, but all of the other manufacturers as well. We've got these in different liveries. I like the little post box there. That is quite nice. And the electric train depot, £149.95. This is a must for anybody modelling. It's seen there with an EFE London Tube stock, based on New Cross. But yeah, that is actually quite nice. Engine sheds are always well worth it. I miss not getting the 4-road one that was modelled on Carnforth, I think. They now go for silly money, but when they were new, they were about 69 quid, and we moaned about the price then, how little we knew. So the Scenecraft buildings really are nice, and as I always say, so we've also got, hold on, so we've got like the older style, so older style and newer style with the big, not as keen on the big square front, but hey ho. Yeah, these buildings do look nice. The Scenecraft buildings really are good. And what you see in those pictures is what you get. And I always say that if you don't enjoy making your own buildings, it's okay to buy ready-made. Always the case that ready-made buildings, you know, why not? Hobbies are supposed to be fun, and if there's an element of the hobby you don't find fun, it's great to find a way around that. And Scenecraft buildings do give you the opportunity to actually you know, make your layout looks good. You don't have to mess about doing something you don't enjoy doing. 57305 Northern Princess says the 4-road shed was based on Bescott yards. I think they were a prefab, because I'm sure that Carnforth was the same design as well. Now, just a reminder, the 240 Festiniog Hunslets, Linda, yeah, £229.95 for DCC ready, or excuse me, £329.95 sound fitted. Yes, they are expensive, but they are exquisite Swiss watch style pieces of engineering. I've got one in original condition. I think I've got Charles. It's either Charles or Blanche. I can't remember. In the original, Penderyn, is it Penderyn? A black with the lining. Looks a lot like, excuse me, BR livery. And they are exquisite models, absolutely exquisite models. So that does look good. Sure to be popular. And then we've also got narrow gauge coaches. What price have we got on these? $59.95. Remember, these are the RRPs, so typically you'll find them discounted. We're suggesting, if you don't have a local model shop that you normally order from, consider checking out Kernow Model Centre for your pre-order needs. Excuse me. Stormy69 says, hi Jen, the triple grey class 20 is very nice indeed, along with the Thompson teak brake coach. Yeah, the Thompson teaks are my new favourite coach. I've got one here. First and only one I have. Picked this up second hand. I only paid £28 for it from Clark Railworks at Getz. The teak finish is amazing, so much so that I actually really want that full brake in teak. Also would like one in blue, rail blue as well. Gonna have to get saving. Yeah, Penryn Quarry, Warbler Productions confirmed. So these do look nice. So Ashover Light Railway, we've got there as number 4. We've got the Crimson and Cream again. This is the Lincolnshire Coast Light Railway. And then we've got the Lincolnshire Coast Light Railway Maroon. All of these £59.95. Excuse me. I do like this maroon. It's quite striking with the black underframe. And Jennifer Horton reminds us that the Festiniog Railway Shop has a discount on the Bachmann large Hunslets, and of course you will be supporting the Festiniog Railway if you purchase via them. So there we are. Right, we've been through all of the bits and pieces, and let's just No, see, it's not working. TMC, your website's broken. So, right. Anyway, I'm gonna bring up. Let me just. I'm flying solo, so, just. What are you doing? Right. Where's the chat gone? There we go. Right. Anyway, so let's have a look. Castle Hill Light Railway says, "Hi all, fallen in love with that Ashover coach. It does look really nice, and I think that what I do, I just have to turn up on Myneth Tatters. I've got the itch to do a new 009 railway. Myneth Tatters, really enjoyed it, but I need something new. I like the idea of something with much more slate, much more dramatic scenery, still have that continuous run, but I like the idea of having a second continuous run as like a little rabbit. I thought I saw a rabbit. A continuous run and like a little quarry area that I can play about with. So Myneth Tatters, and I will announce that here, Myneth Tatters might become available for sale, but don't quote me on that. But it's all dependent on me starting a new build 009 project. And of course, Myneth Tatters would be sold without any of the rolling stock. But there we go. Right, anyway, Russell Benton says, "I'll wait for the TMC sale next year and see what's available at a reasonable price." I do warn you, though, that you cannot guarantee that. Bachmann will have judged their production quantities to minimise having a glut of stock. And you can't guarantee that the item that you want will be in the sale, if indeed there is a sale. And quite often waiting for sales leads to disappointment. Unfortunately, this is a factor of life with our hobby at the moment. Joshua W56 says, "The weathering feels inconsistent. This is to do with the TEA tankers. I think that they're photoshopped. That weathering isn't how it will appear on the actual thing when excuse me, when they actually appear." Right, anyway, so we're coming up on 12. I did decide that I'd only do an hour. We've gone through all of those different bits and pieces. So let's just have one final. So just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. So top picks time. I'm going to go through, and I think that my top picks. So top picks for me. Let's just bring up. Whoa! No, wrong button. So again, we're over on RM Web. Let me bring the right. Rick Moller says, "I know, all fine." Russell Benton says, "If I miss out, I'll miss out. These are the only discretionary spends." Yeah, money is tight. Ben Davis says, "Jennifer, I'm looking to build 2 small narrow gauge layouts. Really, really good. Chat is not frozen. There's just not many of you in. So I think people are looking at the pictures." Ham Shackleton says, "For me personally, I'm very wary of pre-ordering things with long delivery time." No. Bachmann's quarterly announcements. These are models that will appear in the shops in the next 3 months. These are not like, whenever. These are going to be in the shops within the next 3 months. And some of these will pretty much be in the shops today or tomorrow. That's how quick. I'd wager that the TEAs are towards the end of the 3 months, simply because the photoshopped weathering livery. Russell Benton, I agree with you. Forcep in Jaffa Cake livery will be a top pick. So for me personally, the full brakes. There we are. This, I think, will be one that you need to pre-order or you will miss out. So if Jaffa Cake livery is a must-have, then that is the one you need to go for. This for me, I'm sorry, but the Southern booster locomotive from the EFE rail range, that is my number one pick. It's designed by all the work on this has been done with Graham Muzz, our guru of all things Southern. So you know that this will be an amazing locomotive. Have we got a price on this? I'm just looking for price. Let's have a look. Can we? So here we are. Again, this is on RM Web. Andy York is always on the money. So we've got the original grey livery. I do like these speed whiskers. Really, really nice. There's the Southern green. We're looking at $184.95. We've got the black and silver. I do like the roof pantograph. Where's my? Oh yeah, it's very reminiscent of the Class 71s. So that's a Hornby Class 71. It's in the stowed position, and that was actually for shunting in rail yards, so that they didn't have the third rail electric that could have caused some serious death and injury. They used overhead pickup whilst shunting, and that's what the pantograph is for. Otherwise, there'd be a third rail pickup. There's the green livery. That actually looks very French, I must admit. Yeah, Graham Muzz, booster RRP, $184.95. It is an amazing model. The more I look at this, the more I want one. In fact, no, the more I want two. Southern green, and I'm not so sure about those wraparound full yellow ends. I'm not convinced, but yeah, certainly I think one in blue will turn up. But for me, Russell Benton says £65 less than a 37. Yeah, and actually in this day and age, that's a good price point. I did wonder about the blue. Kind of like it. But for me, actually, top pick for me, this livery. And that is an absolute must for a pre-order. I think that Southern green is going to sell out quick. It's just a beautiful livery on a really quirky locomotive. Graham Muzz tells us the pantograph is fully etched metal and sprung. So you've seen on the picture there in the excuse me, in the upright position, but will also stow to the lowered position, which it would be when the locomotive was running on the third rail. The pantograph would only be deployed whilst shunting in yards where you would have overhead wiring, just to make sure that the staff were not exposed to live electrical rails. You can imagine that would not be a good thing. There it is in the stowed position. That is actually really quite a nice green with the red stripe on there. That is actually quite an interesting livery. So this for me is definitely the standout release. There's also lots of detail variations specific to these models. Head on over to RM Web to be able to actually get the full spec on this. We do recommend RM Web is the place for all of the up-to-date information. Now we're getting another release of the EFE Rail Class 1442 car DMUs, Regional Railways livery and Arriva. So there's the Arriva one. Oh, I do like that. That's my childhood. That is. That's sort of, I say childhood. That's I remember these coming in when I was going to school and waiting for the coach to school, an old AEC Regal coach, and the then new class. I think we got 142s actually coming through Bromley Cross Station. Gosh, that takes me back. Remember it like yesterday. That horrible diesely oily smell when you climb aboard the AEC Regal coach. It used to stink of like a mix of diesel and hot oil. Oh God, can't believe I grew up in that period. Oh dear. And then we've also got the in Engage, yes, of course, Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard even's favourite scale to model in. Again, another Graham Muzz designed model, so you know it is good. And you look at that, and the only thing that really gives it away as being Engage is the coupling. And of course, out of necessity, you've got to have slightly more robust side rods. But a beautiful model, and some really great liveries. Please, 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 Graham, could you? You know the people to ask. Could you get them to do the MSC grey one in 00? Just between friends. I really want it. Really want it. It was announced by DJ Models just before they folded. Warbler Production says I like CC1 in grey. The green is still very tempting though, as it has more light. Joshua W56 says that red stripe looks nice. Do please tickle that like button and share the stream as well. Now, I think all of these have been offered in the 00 version before. Is it Wagoner, which is the War Department military green. If things sat still long enough in the military, they tended to just get a coat of khaki green just to be on the safe side. That does look nice, number 92. And then we've got this is an actual J94. Now, there is a difference, and the difference between a Hunslet Austerity and a J94 is whether they were bought by the LNER or not, it seems to be. So, a Hunslet Austerity and a J94, largely interchangeable. There are detail differences on things like bunkers, and also some of the industrial ones have things like diesel exhausts or gas generators, mechanical stokers. But yeah, the Hunslet Austerities and J94s, the only difference is whether the LNER bought them or not. I'm going to get wronged now for saying such a broad generalisation. Now, Robert, I've got Whiston in that livery, is that the NCB Bold Colliery livery. Really lovely, lovely, lovely model. Definitely a nice colourful thing that you can justify into. I think Robert worked, certainly it was part of the cavalcade, the Rainhill Cavalcade, and I believe he's still working at Bold Park Colliery into the early 80s. J. Paul Anderson says, hi Jen, hello all, what have we missed? Just going through the quarterly announcements from Bachmann and EFE Rail. And Ham Shackleton says, yes, the military. If it moves, salute it. If it doesn't, paint it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Although, you got told off if you saluted an NCO. They tended to go, like, don't salute me. I work for a living. And the funniest thing I ever saw, this is like Jen reminisces now, at BRNC Dartmouth. I can remember, because obviously there was like officers there and then lots and lots of ratings. Well, not ratings, right, but, trainee officer types. And I can remember that the officers used to say, like, they'd end up, if you walked anywhere with your cap on, you'd be like breaking this bit. You ended up with a, like, real ache in your arm. So they used to try and ditch their lids as quickly as possible. And I can remember one guy, he just got himself a brand new Jag with one of the remote operated boots, so you could like pop the boot remotely. And there was a whole line of officer cadets coming, and he could see them gearing up to salute. I think he was a commander or something. So he popped the boot on his car, took his lid off, and like Odd Job style, flung it like straight into the boot, pressed the button, and then he didn't have to salute back because he wasn't wearing a lid. Lids, by the way, that's what we called the caps. Wiven Model Railway, trainees are midshipmen. Yes, they are. They've got a particular thingy. And then if you get through training and pass out, then you become a sub-lieutenant. EFE Rail Engage PBA Tiger. And got a number of different liveries for these. Now that doesn't appear to be Photoshop. That's the actual weathering. Nice and subtle. I like it. And Ham Shackleton says, reminds me of a Milligan comment. The saluting trap. Yes, you just get stuck like 2, 3, cut. 2, 3, cut. There we are. And yeah, it does. It really pulls the muscles after a while. Oh, that's interesting livery. I suppose they're dealing with China clay. I was about to say white's never going to stay white for long, but with China clay, we'll keep topping up that white livery. I mean, it's amazing. You look at these. N-gauge. They look incredible for an N-gauge model. Lots of different liveries. So that's the EFE rail stuff. So yeah, let me just press the magical mystery button of joy, and then let's try and just let's get there we go. Right, trains, kits, etc. says some of them had frames welded together instead of riveted. There's all sorts of minor differences between the Hunslet batches and Barclay examples and Robert Stevenson Hawthorne examples. Now, can anybody tell me, the J94s, the ones that the LNER bought, were they all made by a particular manufacturer, or did they encompass Hunslet, Barclay, and Robert Stevenson Hawthorne examples? I haven't really looked into it. It's not I'm being like thicky mutt thicky, but I haven't really looked into it. Alex Dent says, I got to go now. I'll catch you all later. Look, you take care. We're going to be rounding off now. It's gone 12, so we've done our hours live stream. Having a look at that. For me, top picks, definitely the Class 70, aka the Southern CC1. That in Southern Railway green is a must-have item. There's a klaxon wailing, and it's like, order it, because if you miss it, you'll miss out. Southern Railway green. If you don't have a local model shop that you regularly support with pre-orders, we are today suggesting that you place your pre-orders with Kerno Model Rail Centre, where you can pre-order with confidence. And whilst you're there, why not check out their bargains? They have quite a lot of stuff. Locomotives for under £100, and we're not talking like Mickey Mouse Hornby Railroad. We're talking like some really good models like Bachmann Class 45s. Martin Shipman says midshipman shipman always sounded odd. Yes, midshipman shipman shipman. That's like Edward Woodward. Now there's a name you can't say whilst drunk. Ben Davis says Hornby's gone live now. Shobberton Junction says, well, that's it. My wallet empty again. Thank you, Jenny. You're absolutely welcome. Joshua W56 says, have a nice day, everyone. Right, we're going to go now. I didn't know that Hornby was going live, so I will check it out. And we've got a really great video coming later today. Do look out for that. We've got a really nice look at an all-new Bachmann model, which came out just recently. A special commission for a retailer. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, and you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Oh, there's no trains running. Oh, they're all on strike. Basically means Zoe didn't press the button before. Right, take care. Bye for now. And remember, if you're an officer, don't walk past a big bunch of junior ratings whilst wearing your cap, because your arm will get very tired having to return all of those salutes. Please tickle the like button, share the stream, and if you've not already done so, do please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. It's really important because YouTube is great at hiding your subscriptions from you if you don't ring the bell. So do get down through all of your subscription lists and make sure all the ones you really do want to see the videos from, that you've clicked that bell. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great